Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Let's quickly start this segment by taking a look at the Daily Trust newspaper this Tuesday morning, where DSS releases Ajaero minutes to NLC's deadline. Operatives go after Sarab directors and raid Abuja office. The TUC, Amnesty International, Falana and others condemn the act as secret police mom. This you would find on page 3 of the newspaper. Below the headlines there we see bandits kill 7, abduct nurses and others in Kaduna and Sokoto. Tinubu's absence forces APC to postpone caucus and NEC meetings. Barrow offers 70 student foreign scholarship to study artificial intelligence and others. Below the major story we see flood kills 24 and destroyed 22 billion naira property in Bauchi. Federal government excludes Varsities Research Institutes from TSA. We can't stabilize Naira if smuggling continues. That's according to the NSA. Gaza, of course, there's a pictorial there of Gaza City's injured Palestinians brought to Al Ahli Baptist Hospital after an Israeli airstrike on a house in Zaytun yesterday. A very sad situation there. Below that pictorial, we see high transport fares, students trek, and others boycott schools. Proprietors raise bus charges and cite petrol price hike. Parents consider nearby schools for wards. These are the stories and even more that you can find on Daily Trust today.
All right, now moving on to leadership. We have on the top left, the APC postpones NEC meeting indefinitely. And then we also have Nigeria loses $9 billion to foreign ship owners over affragment. Then for party politics, 2027 LP ticket not for Obi, Abure declares. That's a different drama on his own. Now, still on the front page, Labour stakeholders threaten shutdown over Ajaero's arrest. Now, he's been released and we're looking forward to an update on that. Again, soldiers storm Okwama community on page 22 of leadership. Death toll in Niger, tanker explosion rises to 59. And still there we have bandits attack Kaduna hospital, kidnap nurses. Leadership to counter terrorist propaganda. Leadership partners DHQ to counter terrorist propaganda. Right there we can see the picture in front. All right, now I think that's what we have on the front page of leadership.
Quickly, Nigerian Tribune. Top of the page there we see VAT remains 7.5%. That's according to Edun. NAF redeploys senior officers. The 2027 Labour Party withdraws automatic ticket for OB and OT. Major stories on the NLC places workers on red alert as a reason for Ajaero's arrest surfaces. Demand his immediate release, threatens nationwide industrial action if. Direct DSS to end attack against us. That's according to the NLC. Sarab, okay, that's according to the Sarab. Sarab telling Tinubu. We have Sterling Bank leads with adoption of Africa's first indigenous banking system. Afenifere eulogizes, Adebanjo. Man nabbed for allegedly killing grandparent uncle in Ibadan. The federal government remains Osun traditional ruler. 4 others for alleged illegal gold mining in Ondo. Bandits attack Kaduna hospital, kidnap nurses and patients. Those found guilty of corruption should not enjoy pardon. That's according to the AGF. Indeed, I agree with that one anyways. But yeah, joining us to dissect this front page, we have Dr. Theophilus Abba. He is the program director of Daily Trust Foundation. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
Good morning, doctor. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, let's get your take on the major story, which is DSS releases Ajaero. You've been following this situation from yesterday that he was being arrested from the airport. What is your take on this?
Well, I think it's good that they released Ajaero before the deadline. You know, the NLC was saying before 12 midnight wanted this man back, and it happened. They released him before that time. So I think that is good news, because if they hadn't released him, the country would have been shut down. By the time all the unions were, in NLC decided to down to, the country will be in confusion. And I think the least we expect now is that kind of confusion. We suffered so much, you know. The major issue is this. The DSS, the police have said that Ajaero is being fingered or being questioned over terrorism financing. Now, what we expect them to have done is to say, okay, do a thorough investigation and then if this man is, found, culpable in terrorism financing, then you drag him to court. You see, because terrorism financing is a serious offense, because the laws that are related to it, we have the Terrorism Prevention Act, which talks about terrorism financing. We have the Money Laundering Act. We have the Cybercrime Act. Even the EFCC Act, and you see a whole lot about terrorism financing, which means that government wants to stop terrorism in Nigeria. And anybody who is seen to finance terrorism is committing a very serious offense. And how do you finance terrorists? One, if you accommodate them. If somebody is a terrorist and you accommodate him, you are seen as financing terrorism. If you send money to somebody who is believed to be a terrorist, in any guise, if he has cows and you sell them in the market and give him the money, if you engage in robbery, to go and give to him, even, at a point, it's like, even if you pay ransom, it's like you are financing terrorism. It's an argument, and I think somebody wanted to, yes. So if you send dollars to anybody who is believed to be a terrorist, you are involved in terrorist financing. Then if you pay money into the account of somebody who is close to a terrorist, who is likely going to give the money to a terrorist, so there is a whole lot of things that you can do and be seen as financing terrorism. Now, you see, the challenge now is that if the NLC chairman, Ajaero, is seen to have done something like that, there has to be a thorough investigation, because it's a civil society person. Now, a government, needs civil society to be able to see, to be able to know what people are feeling. If you are attacking SERAP, if you are attacking, NLC, people are thinking that, look, what you are doing is because the civil society are holding a mirror before you, as they look at what you are doing. See yourself. Look at the powder you put on your face. Look at how your dress looks like. It is not right. That's what civil societies do. And so you see them criticizing government, so they're raising issues. But so if you are now saying this man was involved in terrorism financing and you don't clearly prove it, it will seem as if you are persecuting him. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, really clear.
If you are now saying, okay, this man was involved in terrorism financing, but we know that he has talked about the fuel price that is hiked. He has talked about poverty. He has talked about suffering.
Basically, he has been fighting for the needs of Nigerians.
Then if you come up to say, okay, terrorism financing, people will say, well, you have to prove it. You have to do it beyond every doubt.
All right.
For people to believe that you are not persecuting him.
All right, now quickly let's look at another story up there on the front page of Daily Trust. We can't stabilize Naira if smuggling continues, says the NSA. Now, we've seen the whole back and forth with the border is open, the border is closed. People are still smuggling. We're still finding foreign products in Nigeria. What's your take on this comment by the NSA and all that is playing around both border opening and border closure, and even the president coming out to say they were going to lift off, border for a while for some commodities to come in? So what's your take on all of this that's playing out?
Well, when you talk about, I've not read that story, so I don't know the details. But when you talk about what is happening at our borders now, at the moment, people come from outside Nigeria to buy up things. If you are at the border in Nigeria, the border with Niger, the border with Chad, what you see is that people come from Chad, come from Niger, come from other countries to buy up items from Nigeria. The reason is because it is now cheaper to buy things from Nigeria. In the past, what we had was Nigerians went out to buy things and bring into Nigeria to sell. Because it was cheaper to buy outside and to sell in Nigeria. But now what is happening is that things are cheaper in Nigeria because of the devaluation of the Naira. So if you have small cipher, you change it to Naira, it becomes a lot of money. If you have few dollars, you change to Naira, it becomes a lot of money. And then when you come to the Nigerian market, you buy so much with it. So if you go to places like Kano that share border, Katsina that share border, it's good that people are coming from outside Nigeria to buy up things. They buy up the food stuff, buy up all the things that you produce and take to their own country to sell and make more money. So it's like a reversal. I don't know if you understand. Now, so that's why I say I don't know what he has said, exactly what he's talking about. Yeah. But if it is about smuggling, if it's about smuggling, you can, maybe petroleum products are being smuggled. Because even at the rate we sell it in Nigeria, by the time you step out, you change the money to dollar, to whatever currency, it is still cheaper.
Indeed.
You know?
I mean,
so that is the problem.
Let's not forget there is illegal smuggling happening. I mean, we saw the custom.
But then we have the customs men at the borders.
Yes.
You know, the customs, they are supposed to control it.
Indeed.
If we have the customs that who are paid from government revenue, who take money from whatever they generate, we are supposed to hold them accountable. And the NSA is the one who should, we should do that. You should hold them. Look, you cannot allow things to come in and go out anyhow. You know, the customs have that responsibility, the immigration have that responsibility. Indeed. And we also have a mixture of security of men at our borders.
All right.
So they should be able to...
Away from that, talking about petrol and all of that, we've seen the crisis unravel. I want to get your take on it. So the fuel landing cost has risen. Nigerians, we're already seeing students are trekking to school because there is no, money for that. And marketers fear the high Dangote petrol price. Know that until now, we still don't know the agreement between the Dangote and NNPC or even the federal government on pricing. What is your take on this, another drama in Nigeria?
Now, I think the problem is that as a parent, you know, I face that challenge. Now, I was asking myself whether I should still be driving my son to school, you know, because in the morning, I have to take him to school, then maybe go to the house before I come to work, you know, so, and it's a lot of money. So we're saying, okay, what do we do? Do we get a school that is nearby, you know? But I'm not a good fan of private schools, you know, so my children attend public school, so I prefer that I should go to the public school instead of paying pay fees to a nearby private school and all those things. So now the problem is this: it is not about fuel. I don't know. It's not the problem we're having. Is not about the fuel. It is about the value of the currency. You understand? We've been importing fuel into Nigeria and selling to Nigerians, but the reason why we are facing this difficulty is that the currency has been so devalued, and that what we are holding in our hands is reduced to nothing.
But isn't that confusing, considering we already have someone producing in Nigeria?
That
it's taking longer to do.
No, you are producing in Nigeria, but we are told that even if he produces in Nigeria, he has to look at the international oil price to fix his own price. You know, because oil is now an international product. What we expect is that if Dangote begins to dispense his own fuel, the cost of landing, the cost of freight, the cost of demurrage, the cost of insurance, you know, and other attendant costs, you know, of bringing, the fuel to Nigeria will no longer be there. We now have the cost of maybe transporting them from the free trade zone in Lagos to other parts of the country. Now, if, for instance, we had an effective cargo train service, you know, it will affect us a lot. So there's a whole lot of things that need to be done. We have all sorts of depots, petrol depots in Nigeria. I think almost all the geopolitical zones have depots. We need to link the Dangote refinery to those depots. Although they were created in order to cater for the NNPC products. You understand? But maybe we have to find a way of leasing some of them to Dangote to reduce transportation. Because the only reason why we may not be able to buy fuel from Dangote at a price that is lower than international price is the cost of transportation.
All right.
You know, and that, there has to be a way of dealing with that. But as at now, you know, as long as the currency continues to devalue, I think it's over 1,600 to $1 now. No, we will still have this problem. And like I said, it's not about the oil, it's about the value of the currency.
Yes.
Rightly said. All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. Always a pleasure talking to you and dissecting our internal problems and policies. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
All right. That was Dr. Theophilus Abba, the Program Director of Daily Trust, the Foundation. Thank you so much for staying with us over 2 hours, to dissect what is happening in our country about you. Stick, of course, at the top of the hour. Emmanuel Fashimi will bring you 360 Sport. Or Adeni Ajishafe will be bringing you 360 Sport. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Do have a lovely day.
And I am Lilian Ogazi. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on the show. And do have a great day ahead.